Hey, my name is Vuyile and welcome back to my channel. In this video, if you've seen in the title, I will be discussing product, and it is part of the series within the Business Basics for Beginners, in which I'm sharing various business tips, ideas, and simplifying various concepts. So, product. Every business needs some sort of product in order for them to be considered a business. Whether that is a product-based business or a service-based business, you are still pushing a particular product. So what's the difference between a product-based business and a service-based business? A product-based business, as you can assume, is a business that sells products. That means you sell computers, you sell t-shirts, you sell journals, you sell books, you sell a physical product. A service-based business is one where you are providing people a particular service. For example, a bank, they're not necessarily selling a product to you, but their service is come store your money with us, and whatever other benefits come with choosing that particular bank, right? And so there are different kinds of services-based business. There's photographers, there's videographers, there's consultants, there's contractors, there's painters, there's plumbers, there's lawyers, there's doctors, there's dentists, there's estheticians, there's hairdressers, and all these service-based businesses are providing you a particular service. Something else to note between the difference of a product-based business and a service-based business is that the product-based businesses are oftentimes easier to scale over a service-based business. To scale means that it's easier for you to expand, it's easier for you to multiply that product that you're making and share it to a wider audience, to share it with millions of people. For example, if you make t-shirts, it's easier. We'll say you don't physically make the t-shirts, but you put fun designs on various t-shirts. It's easy to find a dropshipping website, put that design, and you can really send that globally without you as the founder, as the owner, having to do too much, right? Unlike a service-based business where it's not as scalable because you are providing a service, oftentimes just one person, or you have a team full of people, but it's really based on your time. You're exchanging your time to perform a particular service. And so oftentimes with these kinds of businesses, they'll have to hire more people, they'll have to train more people who have that particular skill in order for it to scale. So some common mistakes that businesses make when they are creating a product is, one, creating a product without ever consulting your customer. You never tested, you just create the product because you think this is the best thing to ever exist. I don't know, I never came up with that solution, and then you put it out there and nobody wants it, right? Another one is creating too many products. So an example in a product-based business and a service-based business of this is that, for example, with the t-shirt business, you create the t-shirts, you put like 10 different designs on your t-shirts, you have them in all sizes and colors and ranges, and it's, even though at the moment it seems like, I'm giving my customers variety, but you haven't tested out or given your customers a say as to, actually, we like this design better than all these other 9, right? We like this material better than all of this. And so it's a mistake by putting too much, because you're like thinking, if I put too much, it's gonna, reach at least one person, but that doesn't always work. In the service-based business, an example of this is trying to have a one-size-fits-all kind of business. We'll use a photographer example, where instead of sort of niching on your particular audience and your particular craft, you're like, I'm a photographer, I'll take pictures of everything. And then on your portfolio, you have pictures of landscape, you have pictures of animals, you have pictures of people, of architecture, of nature, you have pictures of clothing. So now imagine if somebody's trying to hire you and they're trying to figure out, I just need a wedding photographer, right? I just need a couples photographer. But now they're going on your portfolio or your social media pages and they're going through like a million just random animals and leaves and products, and then eventually getting to the wedding photography. And so it can get too overwhelming for a prospective customer when you're providing too many services in the beginning. And so this will tie in with one of the other videos that I'll be making on your target audience and target markets, and why you need to create a clear niche of the specific people you're trying to target with your particular product. So it's not always best in business to be a one-size-fits-all. My product is for everybody. My product has a million different variations, and my service, I can service anybody, because then it becomes confusing and then it's harder for you to reach the particular people that you are meant to reach. There's this really useful tip that is out there when it comes to building your product. It's the 3 W's. So who are you building your product for? Why are you building this product? And what problem are you solving? And so if you have a business idea, or you already have a particular business, it's really useful to kind of track back before all the marketing and promotions and all the branding, tracking back as to who is this for specifically? Who is this for? What problem is it solving? Is it even solving a problem? And why are you building this business? Why are you providing this service? What is the purpose behind it? Because when you strip back your business, it's going to really help guide your focus and guide everything that you're working towards. Next, I will talk about your business's MVP. So that is not the most valuable player. It actually is referring to your minimum viable product in business. And so the concept comes from this book. It's called The Lean Startup. I'll put a picture of it here. Really great resource. I'll put a link of it in the description box. It's a version of your product, a version of your service at its bare minimum, without the flares and the fluff, where customers can test it out, give you feedback, and you can make improvements without spending too much money, too much time designing this particular thing without getting the feedback. It's meant for you to experiment and to test it out to your customers, so they're able to let you know early on, we actually don't like this, we actually like this, without having spent a lot of money, without having had spent a lot of time. The benefit of creating an MVP and not going too full out on creating this perfected product is that, firstly, you're already going into it with a mindset of, this is something that's going to change. I'm willing to refine this. I'm willing to adapt. I'm willing to make certain changes to make this business, to make this product work for my customers, right? And so when you are not going in with the MVP and you're creating this really great product and you're convinced it's the best thing, and then you put it out there, right? Even if you're getting feedback, for you've spent so many months, you spend so much time, you spend so much money creating this product, that you will find yourself pushing it on people who don't want it. And even when they're giving you feedback like, actually, I'm not too much of a fan of this, I actually don't like this. We'll use a photographer example again. You realize your customer says, I'm actually not a fan of how you edited like this. Can you maybe work more on sort of smoothing skin or some of these other things? And now it's easy for you to then get offended if you spend too much time trying to build this perfect product. Another really important thing to mention when it comes to products is understanding what your value proposition is. So a value proposition is this idea of what makes your product different from what's already out there, right? So when it comes to t-shirt business, again, there are millions of t-shirts out there. What makes your design, what makes your quality of t-shirt, what makes yours different, right? And so it's important to know, when you're putting out a product out there, to understand what's already out there, and for you to know what is different about what I am putting out there. For example, I'll use this channel, I'll use these videos. For example, there's a lot of people out there sharing different content on business on YouTube, right? But for me, what I see as different from all of those, firstly, is that I am based in Canada. A lot of those videos are by Americans, and so when it comes to the tips, it's often in the perspective or in the lens of the US, registering your business in the US, and all these different things. And so for me, I am different because I am providing educational material with the area of Canada, particularly Ontario, particularly Toronto, right? Another thing that's different with me is that I'm just giving you basic tips, right? I'm not going too in depth. I'm not giving you full class lectures regarding these topics. I'm giving you just a basic of what you need to know, and that's different from a lot of the videos out there where it's giving you full details, and I understand the value of that, but I also know that there are a lot of people who don't have the time or just want to grasp the basic understanding of a topic before going too in depth. And so that's what makes my videos different, right? And so you have to understand what is different about your product or about your service, right? For example, with Coke and Pepsi, if you were to pour them in a glass and you hold them next to each other, they would look exactly the same, right? Visually, they look exactly the same, but they have both set up really different value propositions, right? Again, it's just a fizzy brown drink, but they've both worked as a company to set up branding, to set up this sort of messaging differently from each other, so you're able to differentiate it from the other, and you're choosing based on whatever speaks to you more, right? And so it's important for you to know what makes you different as a business, what makes your product, what makes your service different. So that is everything on this topic from me today. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.